Greetings, everybody. My name is Senior Airman Spencer Tolliver, and I will be doing my air and space performance task over my my mentor, Technical Sergeant Samuel Dungu. Sergeant Dungu, Technical Sergeant Dungu works in the same shop as I do at the 700 Airlift Squadron. However, he works in the admin department. Kind of his background a little bit. Samuel Dungu's family's Kenyan, or Kenyan origin, ended up moving out to Georgia at a young age. Pretty much just came in, went to school, picked up English pretty fast, ended up joining the military, and just going to Kennesaw State. And right now, currently, I believe he's in school for computer programming. And this is my presentation on him. So, first question, what it means to be professional. When I spoke with Sergeant Dungu on what he sees as a professional airman, he mentioned to me that things that he looks for in a professional airman is just somebody that is simply somebody that is on time, somebody that is dedicated, and somebody that is willing to change if needed. Kind of going more in depth on trying to understand that process. His biggest thing was understanding that the most valuable time that you have is the time that you weren't prepared for. And that kind of goes hand in hand with just in random incidentals, especially working in the admin field as he does, making sure that deadlines are met, DD-214s are cut, orders are cut, making sure everything's coordinated and everything is smooth as it can be. He really is a one-man shop in the building. And that's why I always that's why I always notice his professionalism inside the workplace. Just even me kind of just shadowing him over my years of being in the unit, I've learned how to interact with my subordinates, but still maintain a professional manner. How to actually coordinate issues, how to coordinate and resolve issues in a professional manner as well. Just despite the variety of personalities that may approach you. But those are some of the things that he's really big on when it comes to professionalism. What it means to be an effective leader and manager. Once again, he does stress being on time and making sure you communicate. One of the biggest things that he referenced to me is that what it means for you to be an effective leader is to be able to truly show full airman. He was just like the true whole airman concept. Really understanding how to be able to follow and really take direction, but also how to turn around and give that direction to whoever you may need to be. Very effective manager, always making sure that his time priorities are taken care of, and just really handling everything that he needs to do on a day-to-day mission. Sergeant Dungu's contribution to the 700 SARM. So working in the admin shop in the reserve base or with a reserve unit, funding is always tired. But one thing that's always going to be needed is whatever is required for us to maintain our flying progress. One of the biggest things that we needed to make sure we're flying is make sure that we have our aircrew guys. So having somebody to come in just on orders alone, or just to make sure day-to-day stuff is going on, just kind of just watching throughout this past deployment that we had, and almost everything just tied back to, I don't know, but I'm going to ask Sam, well, Sergeant Dungu, but, hey, I'm going to ask Sam, I'm going to ask such and such. Maybe he knows. Maybe he has some insight to this. So just really being knowledgeable, just around the board knowledgeable piece, is always going to be a team player, always going to be supportive, and always trying to figure out a way to better himself and those around him. That's the contributions that Sergeant Dungu brings around. How mission accomplishments depend on a network of air and space professionals. So with our mission and the responsibilities within our shop, within the SARM and admin unit, it's a lot of support technical work that needs to get done behind the scenes. Making sure all of everything goes well from itineraries to room availabilities to lodging, all of those details come into play. Making sure payments is taken care of, flight pays is good, on top of the additional flying and ground training that needs to be required just for aircrew members to perform their in-flight duties. So quickly you can see how the mission's essential the mission accomplishment is really, really dependent on the network within the community. Let's see. Once these questions are answered, put together. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, so kind of just to wrap up, Sergeant Dungu's role as a member in the United States Air Force has always been to, it was just like, has always been to be not only as service, work as a technical sergeant and a SME in the admin department, but also be an effective team player. These are just some of the amazing qualities that Sergeant Dungu possesses. And I hope that you guys one day that you get to meet him and he'll be able to share that knowledge with you as well. Thank you.